Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Sitaram, everybody. Let's all start by putting our hands together. Because as children, no, sit down. Easy. No arti this evening. They already arti all the movies. Just Murtis, just put your hands together as we get ready to go. As you put your hands, dear Lord, we're about to pray. But we are a funny group of people because Prabhu, Saraswati Puja is so common. We all grow up with the pictures of Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesh, Lakshmi and Saraswati always there. But if you ask somebody about this lady, well, when you're children and you have to bless the book, I know something about that, but I don't know, truthfully, everything about this lady. Mother, tonight we're going to hear some wonderful tidbits and a history of this day called Saraswati Panchami or Saraswati Jayanti or Vasant Panchami. What am I supposed to do when this day is coming? I really, at this point, I am hollow. Be honest. If I ask you here now, you're the Hindu, could you please tell me what we do for Saraswati Jayanti? Well, Baba, I really cannot remember. Let's start with simple mantras. We're going forward. Om Gajananam Bhutaganadi Sevitam. Beta? Kapit Jumbo Palachara Bhakshritam Humasutam Sho Kavinashakarakam Namami Viganeshwara Parapankajam Sarvamangalamangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Do you know tonight has a linkage to Lord Krishna? This Saraswati Mata's story. Lord Krishna, tonight, may you please accept it on or pray on behalf of all gathered. And if anybody is missing, bless them wherever they may be. Om Namo Bhagavate. Everybody. Om Namo Bhagavate. One more time. Om Namo Bhagavate. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Let's be fair. Sitaram. It has been some time since we get to be here together. Besides the pandemic, I was talking to Auntie Samriti. The last time I saw Auntie Samriti in person was the day Mommy died. And on that day when we discovered, to be honest, because I did not get to share this thing happened home here, and many people, when they did find out, Keshava didn't tell them anything. So I'm explaining myself, please understand. These children in front of you was very small. Ashti's children, Nandi children. And with this pandemic pumping in the village, there were many people sick. And if I had you all over, it would have been nice to see each and every one of you. But it would have been putting a little risk. And I couldn't take that. The funeral happened And we let the first of the year pass, and I think it was the third, somewhere there, and so that they wouldn't have the memory of the first being this funeral day. 3 people was in the funeral. The problem on the day of the funeral was who is going to lift this box. The police had to help me lift the box, to be honest. And that was not in any way to slight anybody, but because I love and care for each one of you, I couldn't put you in harm's way. And I hope everybody humbly understand that. That was why. The 13 days was done on her birthday, the 15th of January, and I took a year to do prayers and charity and shroud and everything on behalf of Mommy. And this is the first, now that her 1 year was done on the 30th of December, and all the work was closed off and everything done, I said, you know what, it's time to see everybody. And this is where we start back. And I'm very happy to see everybody. I'm glad you all cooperated with the mass and everything. We all have different views. Some people, it's not necessary, they'll be straight. But because this is a place of religious happenings, if anybody, God forbid, get a flu, then the pundit had a prayers and he shared the virus. It happened by other people's place, other pundits, and I was warned to make sure they follow the protocol. The police made sure and they warned me, and I have to pass that on to you. So we get to be together tonight. And I hope everybody understand that. Good? Tonight, going into our discourse, if somebody asks you about the Saraswati, I am being honest with you. Plenty have we here know. Tonight, in a very short way, we're going to listen. Anybody feeling cold? Do I need, before I start, do I need to adjust that air condition? Anybody want a blanket? Say, now Uncle 100 in the corner there with the blanket, and don't play with that, with a blanket. If anybody having a problem, let me know, right? Those just sit down there and feel cold. We enter into Brahm Vaivat Puran, those of you viewing, Sitaram and welcome, where Narad Muni is asking Lord Vishnu some questions about Devi. So he says to him, I heard you explain Durga and Kali. Lakshmi, think about you now. You understand these forms very good. Pandit, I understand when it's Diwali time, what I have to do with Lakshmi Mata. I understand I have to light that diya. Very good. Naratam, I know how to make my pakadar and how to grind and make the lapsi and sahari. Hopefully the younger heads could do it too. But if I ask you about Saraswati Mata, Pandit, I know is tilly cake. That's it. Nothing else. So let's hear tonight a little bit, Jai Vishnu, a little bit about this. Let's join together, everybody. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Come on, everybody, we together after a while. Let's sing with me. No, we're going to finish now. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Kasya Pujan Krita Kenha Saraswati Katha Pravakshayami Kinha Va Puja Kava Yena Kava Stuti Muni Ye Atav Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Come on, everybody. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Ganesha Janani Durga Radha Lakshmi Saraswati Savitri Scha Shashti Vidya Prakriti Pancham Smriti Par Asana Pujate Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Sitaram, welcome inside. Narad Muni is always asking questions. Now, think about this for a second. We have to understand Narad Muni. Narad Muni is the person who is go to massage Lord Vishnu's foot. He is very close to God. He knows God. He has a personal relationship with God. And still that is not enough. Understand what is happening to this person. He goes there. If you now get to go and sit down by God, what you going to talk about? How much house you going to ask for? How much money you going to ask for? How much health you going to ask for? Somebody tell you, don't worry, you're going to live forever. Such as Narad Muni. So that separation that we afraid, you're going to have that. What again we going to talk about? After a while, your mind might find things to talk about that you don't understand. And Narad Muni, being the son of Brahma and being blessed with all the different things that me and you wish we had, like here that don't ever get grey, things you don't have to die and fix, health that you don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about that. Imagine that. You reach God. If I tell you now, let me sit down and pray, what would you pray for? What would be the content of your prayer, truthfully? Every child praying to pass their exam. Protect me, help me. Thank you, baby. In some way, you're asking for something. So Narad Muni is an example of the person who get everything. Now what? He says, Prabhu, in our conversation, you have described for me so much. You started to talk about the goddess. And now I understand Durga, I understand Ganesh, Radha, Lakshmi. I am building this knowledge. Please, as we're spending time together, because the conversation have to go on, we have to find something to fill the void. Tell me now about Saraswati. Help me to understand the true form or forms of what we call Prakriti, or fancy word for the goddess, the female aspect. It is said that if Brahma and Vishnu made, let's say, this building, they are using the goddess energy to do what they have to do. And that is a little sometimes confusing. This is why in Hinduism we talk about consort. They're together, working together, husband and wife. But the Devi is a little more than just somebody's wife. And when you hear, like in Durga time for Navratri, when we read in the creation discourse, and you hear that she is like, for children, the energy between the two atoms, the things that make things solid, the things that make a gas, or water the way water is. The atomic energy, that is where you might say in science language, that is the true form of Devi. Because we make her look in these beautiful pictures, we make her look, for we mind to understand, she has a guitar. But what we have to understand that she is so much more. And this is what Narad is trying to say. Dear Lord, please tell to me about the different faces, forms, roles that she take. And tell me where this whole thing start. Where did the Saraswati Jayanti, I'm using the local word, in different places they say Vasant Panchami, other things. Where did this begin? Please listen everybody. The first thing he says, on the tongue of somebody. Tell me if you hear this. That Saraswati Mata originated on somebody's tongue. And then you're going to understand some of the prayers we say. Because we have a lot of problems, but we don't know how to fix some of the problem. And in this, you just hear how. Let's join everybody as we listen. By reciting this, you're doing your prayers tonight. It is part of your vrat to listen to the story of Vani. Oh, Ya Devi, let's go again. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Namastasye, 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 namo namah. Adau Saraswati pujartam Krishna vidhi martiyate Yat prasad munishwar mukha par Bhavati pandit ye aati Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu Namastasye, 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 namo namah. Shakti rupena samstita. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. In Golok, I'm reading from Brahmavaivat Puran, Prakriti Kand, chapter 4. In Goloko, Narad Muni tells them, I've explained to you what we call Prithvi Puja, Ganga, Shashti, Mangala, Gauri, Tulsi Mata, Manas Devi, Nidra, Swaha, Swadha, Dakshina Devi. I have explained all of this. Please listen to the discourse, the origin of Vani Mata. Vani is another name for Saraswati Devi. He says, at a time when Brahma needed help with the creation, they went in Golok and prayed to Lord Krishna. And from the grace, the blessing of Kriparaj, of Krishna Bhagwan, Krishna stuck out his tongue. And Saraswati Mata was sitting on the tongue of Krishna. Saraswati is born out of the tongue of Lord Krishna, and at that moment, she wanted to stay and belong and be with Krishna. Krishna tells her that the only form that could be associated with him is that one called Radha Devi. But because you are going to give the knowledge that each person, entity needs, you will sit with Brahma. I put you there. The knowledge that we're talking about, consider this. In the human race, we understand knowledge, go to school, learn how, when you unpack a piece of equipment, follow the steps, you're going to know how to put on the TV or whatever. Learn how to use the KitchenAid, whatever. If you don't have the knowledge, you may not even know how to put on the on button. The way how the car come in nowadays, how to press the button. Everything have a little tidbit of knowledge. You go by the pharmacy, get a tablet, you have to know what you're doing, otherwise you could die taking the same tablet. You could poison yourself. Think now outside the human race. Think about the dog or the bird or something that knows instinctively how to copulate to make a young one, when to fly and leave the nest, when it's time to build a nest. Who give them that knowledge? For that reason, Lord Krishna is telling she, because Brahma is the person going to make everything, you stand with him and give them the knowledge on how to do it. In places where they have a winter season, the bird cannot live in that cold weather. Something happens in the mind of the bird. You know what? Time to leave. Winter is coming. And they fly in warmer places. And he says, just like this, different type of knowledge is going to be needed in order for everybody to do what they must do, to protect the weak, to protect themselves, to safeguard the young. For this reason, you remain dear. This is why she's considered, it have other discourses that explain this, but this is why she's considered the spouse of Brahma. This is how she ended up there. Let's hear what happens when Narad Muni now wants to understand more about this form. Pahi pahi, pahi pahi, Gajanana Parvati Nanda Gajanana Pahi pahi. लंबोदर हे गजानना लंबोदर हे गजानना लंबोदर गज विचारना लंबोदर गज विचारना पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना कृत्वा मुख भर सर्वानीतम गण्यानेतम ये सरस्वती खवर्ष्टया प्रवक्ष्यामि येना दक्षिणा भोजन ये याति पाहि 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 पार्वती नंदा गजानन पतिशन्ति विद्याना पूजन खुल खुल ये पूजयुक्त याति पूजन यमना देवी सर्वा तत्पर सरस्वती है वाणी पाहि 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 पाहि. Come on everybody, we nearly finished. Parvati Nanda Gajanana Lambodar He Gajanana Lambodar He Gajanana लंबोदर गज विचारना पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना. Hand mama a bottle of water. Parvati Nanda Gajanana. Prem se bolo Saraswati Mata ki jai. He says, Mother, if you take up this work of guiding your children and the creation by and large with the knowledge, what we will call instinct, to be very clear, very clear. Think about what I'm saying. Why is there a need to pray to Saraswati? For every lady here who became a mother by the grace of God, is your body, you know what to do, you know everything. In the younger days, we used to tell me, Mother, Ma, hush your mouth. It's my life, it's my body, I know what I'm doing. Very good. I agree. Tell me how you just make milk. How you just do that? How does a lady make what the child needs? All right, hard one. Easier one. Again for the mothers. I went to so much a puja, and children always making noise. And I, with my stupid self, go say, but like this child want to bathe or go and sleep. And you go hear the mother say, no, Baba, that cry means the child hungry. For example, who teach you that? Who give you that knowledge? What we might call maternal instinct or knowledge. Who give you that? I went to school to learn how to drive, so I learned to drive the car. I went to learn how to cook. I watched somebody make parsad, so I learned how to make parsad. Where you went to school? Where is the mother school located? All right, that one hard. For the wife, You ever find, especially if you're married, somebody troublesome? Not the nice fella, the troublesome one. We talk to them. Across the room. You ever hear a lady say, you see how he twists her face there? You ready to go? Who does teach you to understand somebody else? When you were single, before children, grandchildren, whatever your status is, when it was just you, and you didn't know yourself maybe, or you didn't know yourself, but that was all you had to know. From that point, when you get married and children come in and different things happening in your life, who teach you to know what they need? You know, he don't like curry baigan. He like fry baigan. Think about how many things, and my point is this, how many things you know and know to do on a day-to-day basis. Just now by the baby, which we were praying with the children, think about something now. They are different. In the prayers we're saying, you know, exam coming, Baba, we want to say prayers to get blessing so they go pass the exam. Good. Very good. Study whole day, go lessons, fight with the book. Very good. But come the morning for the exam, they get anxiety. You could try to tell that child all you want. They have to get courage somehow. Another one. We were praying for penmanship. For the older ones here. You remember getting licks for your handwriting? A major problem in school now, the children know the work, you know. But there's no focus on handwriting. So when you go to write the exam, they write in P for R. So the person trying to read the script, Shivanan, you have the answer, but the teacher them struggling, they can't understand that gibberish. So you might still fail the exam. But how do you tell the hand? Think what I'm saying is your hand, is your body. How you just tell the hand, okay, start to write good now. How do you learn yourself to write better? But it's your body. It's so amazing that it has some things that we really don't pay attention to, but we know it. When Sachin, since he was small, my nephew, 5 years, I don't know how this worked by all you, 5 years, 6 years old, when you had VCR, when you had TV, when you had whatever video game, I don't know where they learned to do program, Mamu, you know how to press the knob. Come, let me show you. Well, now it's, how you call them, smartphone? How to download the app and how to fix it. Who does teach you that? Really, truthfully, did you teach a children them thing? We know it. Saraswati Mata, if you become the entity that gives each form, not human alone, but each form of life, the knowledge, on the 5th day, what is called the Panchami, in the month of Magh, the Hindu month that is running right now, they will celebrate your form. The person who practice prayer on this day, who listens to your discourse, gain learning by celebrating in a festive way, happy way, meaning look at yourself. There are some people that go to the prayer room grumpy, angry, hostile. God, you didn't let me pass the last exam. If you know, good for you. Pass the next one. Some people pray like that. Think about it. Everybody could go in the prayer room. Not everybody know how to pray. Prayer to sit down and pray, dear God, bless everybody. Help them. Let it drink the panchamrit and get the blessing. Simple. But I just pray, you see this drama, I don't like how he just moved. Kill him. Same God, we could have the same flowers in we hand, but nobody know the heart and mind of our other person. You're seen down by people right now. You think everybody here is pretty same way? No. And that is why, truthfully, that is why, as a pundit or any person here who knows prayers, let me be friendly and real. You give people prayers, they learn about prayers. But truthfully, some people never see a change or a betterment in their life. They never get help. What we just do is focus on shining the terrier, picking the best flowers, everything outside of you. Even the clothes, we want to look very good. But your heart and mind, the content of the prayer, that is kind of take a back seat, to be honest. But are doing prayers, you know, pundit. Are doing prayers. But the prayers don't work. It seems as if God really just don't hear me. But, you see, friends, if we went to the kitchen and correct me, Priya know how to bake. Ask the children, there's only come by she because them just make cupcake and cookie and anything that could get you hyper. So she understand, put this first, put the sugar after, beat it up. Keshava, who have no sense, go throw oil, throw the sugar, throw the flour, turn it so with my hand, push the same ingredients, push it in the oven, and hope it will work. It will work. And my God, a nice pool. But me again cake. To be honest, I could do it with cement. Don't follow the instruction, and the flour will crack. I could do it with anything. So why you can't do it with prayers? Why you don't realize? And that's the hardest thing sometimes. For the time I make the best parsad, you know. I make patch parsad. You ever hear patch parsad, people? That is post body parsad. Truthfully, I make it patch. Tell me if it make a difference. Patch of cream. God going and give you more blessing with one and less with one? No. That is where we just get tired. That's a little example. Tonight, listener, here where we're going with the Saraswati thing, because it have a part where married people, students, when children behaving bad, all kind of thing. Because he telling she now what is she job. On this night called Vasant Panchami or Saraswati Jayanti, people will offer, like how we had the Murti, the different 16 step, the water, the milk, the amrit, the chandan, the perfume. Full puja will be offered. The person who get to do it will get what they are praying for. Disciplined people will get more benefit. On this night, people who invoke you in the murti, the kalsa, their instrument or their book will walk away with you. This is where people started to bring the book. Baba, you can bless the book. Why are you blessing the book? What are you doing? The Pandit is simply saying, I am calling Saraswati to stay here. When the child is going to read the book, if the child don't understand, or for, like me, I was weak in maths. I love literature, custom reading. So I was doing that very good. But when I was in CXC, I naturally hated maths, truthfully. But you still have to pass it, as I was talking with them. So you had to know how to conquer that laziness. These children go take up violin. You feel sir don't have problem with them? Come and take the mic and talk. The biggest trouble is laziness. If any parent was honest here tonight, don't pray with till, pray with some magic ingredient to overcome laziness. Baba, they don't clean. Baba, they're learning to wash. They go pick up the book. Everybody here, they're guilty of that. If you offer flowers, whether on the kalsa, the murti, or the book, the sweetness of the flowers bring karma. How I give is so I get. Why do you offer flowers in puja, or you make the effort to put the flowers? Understand karma is your guide. The sweet smell, the aroma, the amrit of the flowers. This is my gift, dear God. Please accept it. Bless me with sweet times in my life. Bless me when I go in for the result, I get good results. Sweet things must start to happen to me. People who have anxiety, dear God, don't let it rough them up to dinner. Please don't let me have a bad day. Let me day go sweetly. And for people who have golden amulet, what we call the tabit shell, or like the ring or the jewelry, the wedding ring, etc. This is a day people go and invocate the goddess to sit with them on that element called gold. So people, you see people blessing things, this is what they're blessing for. And the last thing, this is where people adorn themselves with sandalwood. Did you get a funny smelling, strong smelling, sweet smelling tikka? Right, that is where that came from. Let's continue as we hear about with prayers, because it have a little question coming up before we conclude tonight. Those of you at home, please pay attention. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Come on, everybody. Narayanaya Krishna namo namah. Paraman Shrunu Narad Vyakshami Kanga Kanvasak Heye Parikitam Janma Matu Saraswati Puja Vidhi Matriye Yatam Narayanaya. Come on everybody, the voice getting old. Snana tatva nitya kriya kritaham bhata sanshaya bhaktiyati Sanpuja deva deka naived dehi dehi yatam Narayanaya Krishnaya Krishnaya Paramatma Namo Namah. Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. During the time of the puja, wise people will use the beads mantra, the stotra, or Narad Muni, and when they chant it, just as Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Sheshnag, Dharam, and all the great souls, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanakumar, and other individuals were able to gain knowledge. The person is able to gain knowledge. This is the mistake we just make. If I say the lady is the giver of knowledge, that for some people only mean book knowledge. That mean only for studies in school knowledge. Truthfully, as in the case of the VCR or the Samsung phone or something like that, in life, sometimes you need to know how to talk to children and grandchildren, to reach them, to motivate them, to get them to listen to you. Because you could bray and barray all you want. If it going straight over the head, or in this one and come out this one, you might find yourself squealing, yelling, but nobody are listening to you. And the knowledge you are trying to impart is lost. As if the air is full of wax, but they are not ready to see the wisdom in what you are saying. Only when you lose the person, oh boy, when he was here, he used to really tell me, if I did this, I would be able to achieve that, generally speaking. Sometimes it's too late. And the older people sitting with you in your family, God bless you, you have them. But poor thing, you don't miss the water until the well run how? Dry. Wise people use the opportunity to get your blessing, and in the example of having the knowledge of how to talk. Because it's a funny line for parents, You ever see a child, correct me, you ever see a child, the parent trying the best, but they're friendly. In Ramayana, it have a tactic. Sam, Dham, Dhan, Bed. It is a guidance on how to deal with something. A situation in front of you. A decision has to be made. There are 4 ways you can deal with the problem. How to convince somebody of what you want them to do. And these 4 words simply mean this. Firstly, talk to them. Tell them, I don't feel you should do it so, You'll find the diary with your left hand, do it with your right hand. It'll work out better for you. Normal passing conversation. Easy. That'll work. Now you get a little more stern. This is the last time I'm talking to you. Stop holding that lota in your left hand. If you listen, we have a problem. Stop. You didn't go further. The third one is actually bribery. Bribery. Baba, we're talking about bribe. You know how many parents just have to say, baby, if you get an A, I will buy you a gold chain or the car. If you do your chores, I will pay you. Franco man prayer is had to tell someone she got children, if you come prayers, you'll get parsad too. Bribe, do for do. And the last one is the one that we're afraid to do now. Done mean take up the dund or the stick. And when you listen, you're going to feel. Talking from experience, it work. In different ways, the parent now have to choose a road. Depending on the mistake the child make, I'm using children as an example. Depending on the mistake, they have to choose one of these choices coming from their mind. Will I beat today? Will I bribe today? Will I quarrel today? Or just, hey, take up the bag and put it on the table. That is not where it's supposed to be. But it's done. The child will change. That could be a marriage. That could be a co-worker. That could be a neighbor. But who telling you how to do it? Who going to show you how to approach the problem? Imagine a girl in a relationship and she waiting 7 years for this man to marry her or propose or something. Well, I had to ask myself to marry now. How to approach some of the problems that we have. It's easy to say from an outside perspective, talk. Don't let the people in the job take advantage of you. Don't let the neighbor take 5 foot of your land. You're letting them take advantage of you, man. Stand up for them. And all our leaders tell your family that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But for every lady who have their own understanding of their marriage or their children, the good days, the bad days, if you understand what I'm saying. Husband behave bad, everybody say, hey, leave him. But the lady will come and whisper to me, Baba, I can't leave. He's stupid, he's real stupid, but he's my husband. Now, of course, I'm only looking at one aspect. Everybody understand me. You're saying, you know, to stick it out if it's bad. I was the first one to say, leave if you have to leave. But a lady would try in a different way. I'll try something else. We'll work it out. It have a way. Maybe I'll go to counseling. Maybe we'll do prayers. Many people pray on the problem. But who does come and advise you on a day-to-day basis what to do? And this is what was lacking. This is why we celebrate Saraswati Jayanti. In everything that was going on, the creation was happening, but everybody was just going haywire. Even the sons of Brahma, the first set that was created to make all forms of life, them decide they may want to do that. Them watch Lord Brahma and say, I prefer sit down and pray. I am not going to make children and different animals. I don't have time for that. And he had to come with different sons now. And Saraswati was the one who said, listen, you have a job to do. Do it. You just do that too. Think about it. Get up in the morning. Who does wake you up? Who does say, okay, I'm accustomed getting up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Younger children will say 12 o'clock, Baba. Who does say, okay, eyes open. If you have discipline, you hear the word just now I say discipline. Disciplined people will wake, when that hour reach, your eyes will naturally wake up. And I know what I have to do, husband and wife, father, mother, children, everybody know. You know, if me a bathe, me a feeling good in the morning. It's little things, I'm trying to break it down for children. This role was missing in everybody's life. The person was not guided. You see the chit, or forget that fancy word, the voice in your head, hey, let me get off this better. Who does be talking to you? I feel I'm going to make aloo choka this morning. Who does whisper that? You know, before I come downstairs, I was going to put on a red kurta, and the voice said, you're going to look fat in that, don't put on that. And the voice talks, so when the voice make a good point, you make a good point, you're going to look thin, all right, put on that one. This voice, because I could tell myself, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my body. I remember telling mommy that it's my mind. If I want to wear red kurta, white kurta, I could choose my kurta. But then something is reached with you, let me say you're on the junction in the car. And you could go left, you could go right to reach where you're going. Hypothetical, right? But something inside of you, Keshava, want to go right. Don't go there. You'll get traffic. Go so. Change. Yeah, feeling the doubles this morning? Me order. Go so. Buy something else. Eat something else. Every day is be like a little conversation hitting in your head. Now, some people's voice, I guess this guide them to madness, to do crazy things. Priya is afraid to put on the seatbelt in the car. Crazy things. When she get the ticket, she vex. Who does be talking to you though? You mad? Are you mad? Think about what I say. Who does be really talking to you? Let me tie up my hair today. Let me do it this way today. And you will say, yes, I'll do it. Saraswati was missing from the equation. And Lord Krsna says, take up this role. And if you do this, let me tell you how people will worship you, Mother. On the morning of Vasant Panchami in the month of Magh, this is the best day to do christening or initiation. On this day, people will go by Guruji, for example, with their instrument and begin to play. Tonight, with tabla player is playing first time for Guruji. It is a beginning. I want to be blessed with Saraswati tonight. So I want to begin this new learning procedure. Do you think for us here, as I was having conversation with him before, you think only Hindu people is do Saraswati Puja? Think about this. The best tabla player in the world is who again? How you call it? Zakir Hussain, right? Islamic fella. But in his school, in his ashram, Saraswati Puja has to be done. Who again? Who again? The singer. Rashid Khan, all like all Indian song. All it is listen to them. He's one of them. He's very popular. But in there, let me say, I have hypertension. I have to take that tablet. I have to take that. Likewise, I am a singer. I have to do Saraswati Puja on this morning, or this day, or this night, whatsoever. And it spans, it goes beyond religion. This is not only for Hindu people. In Trinidad, we make it sound like it's a Hindu thing. In other parts of the world, today would be like a big stage, different artists performing. Puja is done, but it is not done only. Consider what I'm saying, Baba, you mad? We don't do them thing. So you never went to a Diwali program and see puja do, and then they got singing and they had dancing, yes parsad chain, yes food chain, but like a celebration. This is how Saraswati is supposed to be worshipped, because she is the one of all the instrument, not only books as well. On the morning, let people be initiated in worship, different mantras, different instrument, new course of study. People have to practice little discipline. This is why we just talk about fasting, but also celibacy, etc. Getting purified after bathing, doing whatever routine, your normal chores. It is time now to do prayer. We worship with the Khalsa or the Murti, and they offer prasad. In doing this way, the person would chant relevant mantras. Narad Muni asked him, but what, and I'm reading this just because somebody asked me about the prasad. What prasad could we offer? He says Saraswati Mata is one of the easiest forms to please. Let the person offer ghee alone, butter, dahi alone, milk alone, the rice or the dal alone, if that is all you have. The cane juice, sugar ball, or how you just call that? The rock sugar. Mystery sugar. Boiled white rice, sweet rice, different type of cereal. Don't be alarmed. When you get your Mahanbhog this evening, you're going to see some strange things in there. For example, wait up. Cranberry, walnut, almond, banana. How you call the thing where you throw in the pack? No. In the blue pack, you granola and cereal, different type of cereal. This is where it's coming from. The cereal that is going to be offered, barley, wheat, other things, must be fried in ghee first. Once I made prasad, it was for Christian Janam. Again, you see, we just follow with tradition. What we know as prasad or prasad is patch flour or, what's the next one? Cream of wheat. Listen what's supposed to be in prasad. The cereal, the barley, the wheat, all fried. Patch it first. That have to patch in the ghee so it cook. Ripe fig. Have you ever gone to Ashram? I know Pandit Parashram from Avocat does it. Have you ever gone to Ashram and when they're making the pinda, for example? This is not Nandi Mukshad. This is not when jag come in or wedding come in. Not that. This is somebody die. And they just take boiled rice, semi-ripe plantain. Not ripe plantain. So that when you put the heat in the plantain, it is get gummy, kind of sticky. And you're making the pinda with that. No grind rice, no none of these ingredients. I'll ever see that? When in some people's family, it had different reason, you just offer it. But in some people's family, where they used to offer blood, taking meat and making pinda and offering it. And now the person passed away and you want to close it off. Amongst other reasons and other explanation, the fig replaces the blood that is offered in that type of family history and you want to close it off. It's a substitution between Sattvic and Tamasic prayer. Let people offer wood apple, badari fruit, or any fruit that is in season. Please remember that. How you go offer pineapple? I have pineapple growing in the yard, but me, you know, Mother Saraswati does except orange. Think what we say there, verse 44. Seasonal fruit, fragrant white flowers. If somebody say, Baba, I have frangipani. Is frangipani called the one? Right? Frangipani is not as the best flowers. May I say nothing if that way in your yard, follow me. You're doing your prayers, you want the best outcome. That is why I'm reading this for you. The problem with frangipani, it doesn't have that amount, if any, fragrance. This is why people is forced to get arahu and hibiscus and all these. If you boil hibiscus, you will get a very potent tea that could help you with the cold. If you boil the bluebell flowers, what we just offer to Lord Shiva, again you'll get a wonderful blue tea because of the potency of the flowers. So here come the person now, they find a wonderful medicine in the form of the flowers and they offer it to Saraswati Mata Krishna Arpan. How you give is so you get. That is the logic. So if the person go for the datur plant and I have a high level of cortisol, I'm always stressed out and I can't sleep and my nerves like this, take datur flowers, offer it to Lord Shiva and pray that when you go to sleep calmly, let your nerves heal. Diabetic people, please listen. In doing it that way, the simple offering, the little offering could yield plenty benefit to the person. But what we do is get flowers and we put Pete the murti with flowers and it don't matter why or you don't pray with it. You don't, what you just hold in your hand when you pray, not a flowers. Think what I'm saying, eh? But in the simple offering of prasad or flowers, we don't really put the correct thought into it. And for that reason, you're doing the prayers, but you're not getting the outcome. Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. People offer water from the, not this one, where the hollow section on this side, the sunk hollow section on this side. It's a different sunk. You don't blow it, you don't have a hole here. Lakshmi sunk, you call it. You take water and you bathe the murti of Saraswati on a night like tonight or a day like this. People offer jal to the earth with that sunk in their hand today. Sometimes people are done. If you go and you buy in the puja store, you see the murti, the mala, sometimes they have pearls on it. Tonight is a night by offering that people who have different type of financial problem or thief problem, robbery problem, court matters, those items when given to her bring about the result that if you want to have favor, favor could be Favor in your marriage, favor with the children who stop talking to you, favor in your job maybe, is how you apply the prayer or that blessing. It will work for you. Principle Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Mother went on and she takes up the position, and they went and they started to pray to her. So as time is passing, different people started to use now the mantra that we have to use tonight. Om, everybody say it with me. Om, Hring, Saraswati, Swaha. That beads mantra, when chanted on today, you started today, you're supposed to do your job, how you just do the vrat. On today, some people is wait for the Panchami, just don't feel that hard. When people have children problem, they just do on the Shashti day or the 6th day for children with sweet rice and how on. When people do in Ekadasi, that the 11th day, no rice and beans that day, and they do it for the year. When we do Chaut or Chaturdasi, not Chaturdasi, Chaut, for Ganesh Baba for the year, to finish on Ganesh Jayanti. In this way, the person on the Panchami or the 5th day is always worshipping Saraswati, and they gain the results of the prayer. If the person is praying in particular for the fulfillment of how to overcome for court matter or anything that cannot settle, you say Om, Shring, Hring, Saraswati, Nama. When Valmiki, who wrote the Ramayana, did not know, he did not have the inspiration, I'm studying something and I don't know what to put in the book again. He goes to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu says, do Saraswati Vrat starting on the Panchami for 1 year and you will get it. Ganga gives it to Bharat on the solar eclipse day, and he says, you pray and you will get it. Shukracharya gives it to Bhrigu, and so people started to propagate the usage of Saraswati worship coming down the road. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Narad Muni says, please tell me what they were saying, what they were doing, how did it go, what it is. You are whetting my taste buds by constantly saying this one do it and they get through, that one do it and they get through, but you are telling me what for I to do to get through. Let's hear what happens as he's going to answer the question. You're working on Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram. Radhe Sham Sham Sham, Radhe Sham Sham Sham, Radhe Sham Sham Sham, Radhe Sham Sham Sham. Kavache Snapana Vipindra Rishiya Prajapati Swaya Brihaspati Atam Devi Rishabh Prabhu Sarvate Parigya Saraswati Sadhaniyatam Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram. मुझे प्रेम का अमृत पिला दो प्रभु, मुझे प्रेम का अमृत पिला दो प्रभु, मुझे प्रेम का अमृत पिला दो प्रभु. सीता राम राम. Come on everybody. Ram Ram Ram. Chataye Dvij Shankar Vashishta परिषद यधवालिकये पातं यज्ञवालिक कर सदये आति स्तुति पर ये देवा ये आति सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 राधे श्याम 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 सीता राम 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 Shri Saraswati Mata ki jai. Now a kavach translate into that word, translate into armor. Chest plate, side plate, you imagine armor, shield, kavach part, shield part. So every devta have Chalisa, Ashtakam, Stotra, but each one have kavach. Kavach mean I have a problem. I have something that is attacking me, and I need to shield from that attack. So let me just put it in an example for children to understand. I am dreaming horrible things. I cannot catch my breath. I am waking up in the night very flustered, confused even. Saraswati Jayanti night. Everybody say it with me. Om, Shring, Hring, Brahm, Swadha, Swaha, Datta, Panditi, Swaha. Bless the forehead area. Sit here like a watchman, like a guard, and protect this from any type of attack. Whether I am awake or I am asleep. Bless me to sleep, good children. When we were sleeping there, when we were praying there, Sapna Dosh. Sapna Dosh is a fancy word. Sapna means dream. Dosh means bad time. It is the one prayer that you say, dear God, I'm having nightmares. I'm having very horrible dream. For the elder, I go to sleep, and when I get up, my blood pressure is pumping. My heart, I have a heart problem. And when I go to sleep, oh my God, I could pass away in my sleep the way how horrible it is. Then do Saraswati Puja. And further to that, when you're doing the puja, make sure you're offering things. You see, all ever eat rasmalai or a recipe that has this sweet, but it has a lot of milk in it. It doesn't specify that in example, that individual sweet. All you understand what I said? But that type of thing. And long time we used to make Sara Bara. All you know is that? You make, how you do that again? You make the Bara out of urdi, and you put it in a seasoned salt seasoned sauce, a white sauce. You know, we know about stewing thing, everything ketchup looking. But a long time people used to make, like how you go say curry. Imagine a donut in this white sauce. Make that and offer it when you bhog lagawe, bless it. But share that in the night for the people, like how we have Satsang tonight. Feed people with that. And that type of problem, you're going to overcome it. We could talk about the learning aspect with children, and that is important, don't get me wrong. But that, we know that one very good. Hear this one. In one of the verses that we chant, when a person offer prayer to Saraswati, just as Yagyavalak did, when what happened with he went and he had a problem with his guru. Now remember, guru could be your mother, your father, or your Diksha guru, or the school teacher, Vidya guru. You insult the person, and the person says, you see, all that abhiman you have, all that false pride, you feel you know too much, you can talk to me now as you want. Don't worry. When you need it most, you'll forget everything. Forgetfulness is a major problem. Whether you check it as a child, reach into the exam room and in the morning, forget, always study, panic. Or imagine somebody gets dementia, an older person. A person gets, how you call the disease, Parkinson's? Look, my nurse here. Every time I get sick and I go Southern Medical, my nurses come and check me. Sit there and Van. And she named Vanny too, so Vanny does be saving me. When a person start to forget, for every child sitting here tonight, and your mother and father is testing the last strand of hair that you have, think what I see. A good friend of mine, he doesn't know trouble until trouble come to you. A good friend of mine went to school, and like everybody, you know parents, children know their auntie and uncle, etc. And you know them when there's man, when there's the self, when they're strong. Life happened, 20 years passed. And what was once 50 became 70-something years old. And dementia come. And the same person who used to make the best rasgulla, the person who you could depend on to make the nice dal puri, the thin one, the good one, capable, could guide you how to cook. That person started to walk when they're sleeping, open the front door and walk outside, 3 o'clock in the morning. So the son realized something wrong. What are you doing that for? And when they reach him at the gate, what are you doing here? And as the situation started to get worse now, they reached the Pampers. The same person who used to make the best rasgulla can't make it again. They're on the Pampers, and you know that will do something to the adult. Look how I reach, simple language. Start to take off the Pampers and put it in the sink, 3 o'clock in the morning. Take match, you know what they could find, and start to light up the place. And telling the child when they get up, Ma, what are you doing? A lighting there for the Wali. The person started to forget and forget themselves. They died, and when they died, they remember me, the pundit. Case she reached, dying, reading Gita and them thing over the bed. Had the ability to remember me, but watching son and daughter like strangers. When these type of problems live in your family, just as this character they are talking about, Yagyavalak, the person starts to do Saraswati Puja. Don't wait until it go too far and you cannot stop it. Dementia, how you call Alzheimer's, these things are progressive disease. Truthfully, I am not telling you you'll cure it, but I have seen people get sick, and with prayer, somehow it's slowed down. The person start to catch back themselves. Maybe they change their diet, it have medicine. Maybe the medicine start to work different. Think about a diabetic or any heart case patient, and they start to get up Sunday morning and they will find the diary like this. Remember that conversation we had? You want the energy of the eastern horizon, the sun to hit your body and burn away your difficulty. Fine, do it. You might see change. Talk to a praying person, they will say, you know what, I really start to see incremental amounts of change, betterment. Praise does work. And then it have the other side of Saraswati Puja. Saraswati Puja, as in Gautam. Gautam is an example of somebody really do it to you. Life was very hard. Parents disown you, wife leave you, every type of hardness. And you become very bitter, very angry person, as he did. And he went before God, reached to God now. God said, I cannot reward you. No matter how much praise you do, I cannot let you ascend to the higher regions. You should be there. But your attitude is the problem. You are holding back yourself. Say, but how? I went and I did the prayer, I did the fasting, I was celibate, I did everything. Yes, but you did it grudgingly. You did it with full of rage. You never gave up all the hankering and angry and grudge that this one and that one and this one say and that one say. You never walk away from it. He said simply, when people hurt you, when you are in pain, when life chew you up and spit you out, how to forget that? Everybody is talking about Saraswati. Please bless the children to remember the work. But if you sit down to talk to any psychologist, one way we survive in this life is you have to forget. You have to be able to forget and move forward. Otherwise, you will be holding on to every single painful memory you have. Some people have that problem. And because of that, they go to psychiatrists, they go to sleep doctors, they go to get medicine so that they can lock off the head and just get rest. People make their whole life fighting demons of their past. People who go through hurtful things like rape, child abuse, different troubles on job, women and man trouble, different experience. And when you have phobia, afraid if a spider come here now, it have people who afraid the bandit, it have people who afraid they get robbed again. One day when prayer was in the grocery, when we were running the grocery, I remember we did get robbed. And when the bandit came in, mommy did prayer there. And the person, you know how they just tap the face when they're cutting grass. And I thought this is this boy who living down the road here next to my grandmother. I swear up till this day, I know the child. And the child, a little playful, you know, come to chuck me in the belly and do me all kind of wickedness. I am getting cough on my head and I still, Craig, wait. I still convinced stupidly that it's this person. We get robbed in the moment, fighting because when I feel the gun on the person's waist, then I realize I'm in danger. We fight. I couldn't push him off. She come behind with some kind of fight for flight kind of reaction, hold the person, prayer, and pelt them out the grocery. It's on tape. If you want to see it, I'll show it one day. She watching, so but don't judge Jayanti. She's strong. When it was done, I had panic attack because it's then you realize, but wait, if he did go further up, mommy was right there, Merlin in trouble. When you love something and you love people, you understand what I'm saying, especially Uncle 100, you could lecture me on the set about the trouble with bandit and people and all kind of thing. When you have loved ones, you don't have to have business to get robbed nowadays. And truthfully, that was a problem because after that, if somebody threw a scratch bomb or a balloon pop, I was jumping. We couldn't sleep. And it was Saraswati Puja, the job, like tonight, that made the difference. It have plenty people when they get into an accident, when they get into trouble, they just can't move forward. When somebody die in the family, they just can't walk away from that death. They just have trouble. This is the form you're supposed to go to deal with that. If a person suicidal and they know how to live, this is the form that keeps the person from reaching there. To that point that they cannot do nothing about it again, that they cannot deal with it again, are going to end it all. No two situation is the same, but when you have a problem, this is why devotees, when you are doing your prayer home, you heard this evening when Shivanand was starting, Guruji started with Saraswati prayer. Are you saying Saraswati prayers in your house? When you have young boy and young girl, the next verse he say, when you are broken with relationship, when you are broken in love and matters like that, and the young people so dotish, so hanirat finish, and then you're going to hear somebody want to go and drink Gramazone or something like that. When you have your Saraswati, normal Saraswati puja at home, this is the type of thing you're praying for. Whatever voice whispering in the head, well, better you do it. I go show them. Out of temper, I will show them. Mother, I can't reach that child right now. Tap into that hard head and don't let them become their own enemy. Because you know what the father and mother just do, correct me if I'm wrong, you go get a nice Chinese door with the 8 lock The bandit can't come through that. They got put up fence to protect them from the wild dog from next door. The dog can't jump the fence. They're safe. They could go in the yard. What you're going to do to protect them from the self? When their own mind is telling them to do something that will bring pain and nothing good. What the mother and father are going to do? Please listen to this verse. Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam, 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam, Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam, Om Sarva Shastra Vanchita Swadha ये शांत्य सुदेवास्तु ओम ह्रीं सर्वा पूजितं स्वाहा चितना धुरंगा सदावस्तु एहा ह्रीं पूर्वस्य कन्वा कन्वसक स्वधामं सदा वस्तु जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम 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 जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम. प्रेम से बोलो सरस्वती माता की जय. Using different mantras. Om Hring Sarva Pujityaya Swaha, Om Hring Shring Trayambakaya Mano Mantra Namah Swaha. And the parent is saying protect their throat, protect their mind. They have eye problem in this family. We just get cataract easy. Protect the eyes and do not let it degrade. The glasses getting thicker. Dear God, spare me the trouble with the eyesight and hold me for a little while. Let these work for 20 more years. Give me that. This is why. These are just one example. There's many verses, too much to go through. This is why if you do your Saraswati Puja properly, and when I say properly, remember it's any person. I didn't say make some special thing. Depending on the problem that you have, do it properly. And your Saraswati, when you are not having a problem, will work on the days you have the problem. Everybody understand that? You don't know trouble until trouble comes. Every time I have to do a funeral for a suicidal case, person who commit that already gone. See the mother and the father, the spouse, they are left with, I didn't expect this. I didn't know this was coming. Why you do this? For this reason, when you are helpless, when you realize how helpless you is in your family or in yourself, if you have stress, worries, anxiety, if sometimes, because we have people who have schizophrenia, it is a real thing. Mental illness is real. Maybe we're going through menopause. Maybe we're going through PMS. Maybe it have different problems, hormonal imbalance that cause people to act erratic, eat erratic, behave erratic. Then when you do your Saraswati Puja and you do it properly, these type of problems, you could deal with it. Rather than try to sweep it under the rug and pretend we don't have a problem. Please remember why you do Saraswati Puja. And the last part, in some marriages, when people don't know how to talk or communicate, when it is becoming violent, when it is going towards divorce, when it's going towards breakup, not every relationship is meant to be kept. Every day you go and you pray, dear God, take care of me. Dear God, protect me. Dear God, keep me safe. Dear God, guide me. Well, then one day you have to shut up and take the guidance. This relationship have to done. This was not the one for you. That could be marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, however old or young we is. Sometimes, not because we want something, it's good for we. And we don't realize it, honestly. We don't. We keep trying and fighting and fighting and fighting. And sometimes we spin it up in mud. And sometimes we have to realize, you know what? If it have to finish, all right, you'll go through your steps of grief. You know, in the steps of grief, the first thing it is do is get angry, the first part. Why did you do this? Why did this have to happen? Saraswati Mata, just show me the way, because you see, when you're going through that type of trouble, and if you had the experience of that kind of disappointment or hurt, you alone know what you went through. How am I going to get up tomorrow? How am I going to survive this? And this is where the lady is working your life. Somehow, think what I'm saying, eh? Somebody died now. Me and you are going to compete to see who could outball each other. We are going to squeal. We're going for. And ball and ball and ball. Funeral day, we go ball a little bit less. 13 days, ball a lot less. By the 1 year, you're still balling. That's still a relative, you still love them. But something happened inside of you that gives you the ability to heal. That knowledge also is coming from Saraswati Mata. Because I could talk and preach and tell you the soul has to go on and the pinda offer and the sapinda do. Don't worry, the person is in liberation mode. And you will say, Pandit, just shut your mouth now. I'm a father, we are telling you. I am ready to hear that. I still vex the man dead. Shut your mouth. But God works within a person, allows the person to heal in their own way, on their own time. And sometimes the healing doesn't happen fast enough. And when you go to her and you ask her for that blessing, this is one way that trauma could come out of you and your life continues, and you realize that you look for the sweetness in this life. If God made the rose, God made the rose, but you don't take the time to smell the flowers or enjoy the flowers, in the example that the rose growing in your yard, understand what I'm saying? You don't take the time to appreciate the good you have in your life, then you're abusing the time God gives you and you're wasting the time. That is sin. Truthfully, you're supposed to find time to distress. Everybody in this life is attacking you. Nobody wants to see you go up. Nobody wants to see you have. If this be, in my example that I love to use, if this is the little peace of mind you're going to start with tomorrow morning, follow me. This is all the happiness, joy, whatever you have. This is it. Your spouse wants to take some. Your children want to take a lot. The traffic on the road is going to take some. The car giving trouble. You have to get gas, you have to get money. And you vote for the government to raise the gas price. You did that. It go in there. You reach to work now. They want more. When you finish at the day, you know, this gets very small. In the example of Saraswati, please remember this. Why do you bow to the Murti? It's to replenish this. It is the only thing. Mother, you is the full 100%, and I just want to borrow some. I need some. I need to recharge. I cannot do it without your energy. This is why people bow when they come in the mandir. When you get the arti, when you pass in tonight and you pass in my Ganesh Baba and you get to touch that light, take the energy and in this example, refull my battery. Give me the patience. If you had children, you understand you need patience. If you could have biting tablet for me, that take it. But it don't work so. You just need to put aside all your trouble, Stacy, everything, and come back loving with patience and smile. This child's so stupid, but what you gonna do is mine. I don't make you, oh God, and keep smiling. That patience you're looking for, that is why you're bowing. Everybody, let me continue with a little chant before we conclude. And these children who were sitting for prayer, Jade, you in front, Van, guide them. All they know how to do Hawan, and you could say mantra for them, right? All. I have Fabian tonight with me from the Sai organization. Let me sing a little chant now. Glad to see you. I know it was a sacrifice to reach here. I really appreciate your coming. The lady from next door here.
I'm not sure.
Okay,
That thing she here.
okay, bring the bag.
It's here.
Okay.
I think the lady in green, so quite a different. I think that she, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. You behaving a good boy? Fold your foot. Just, you staying up here by Mamu?
Huh?
You want to stay here by Mamu? A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Clap. Good. Okay. Mom and them going to do Hawan and see where you go, Chico. Don't run. Don't run. Thank you, Fabian. Now let me join with Guruji. You say a few words, to encourage them, and because in the circle here we have students, we have musicians, and then we'll do a little violin, please, before we conclude.
Sitaram.
Siddhara.
Prodigy, devotees, members of the group, members of the Ashram. I want to first of all wish everyone a very happy Saraswati Jayanti 2023, and we all this wonderful discourse that just went by on the significance of Saraswati Jayanti. And I also want to, remind again once more all of us who are students in one way or the other. Particularly in my case, I would normally be involved a lot in training students in the field of music. Those of us who are interested in singing and learning to play instruments and so on. And this is something that I have been involved in for quite a long time, and I enjoy doing this quite a lot. And I want to remind all students, and even if you're not a student of music, but you just love to listen to music, because we have many of us who just love good music. This opportunity that we have of saying a prayer and giving an offering to Mother Saraswati, especially today, is something that that is very, very valuable to us. This is going to help us develop in many ways. So I think we should all think about it, and not maybe only on Saraswati Jayanti, but also often as regularly as we can. Offer prayer to Mother Saraswati, because this is, as Panaji said before, the goddess of learning, the goddess of music, the goddess of knowledge, the goddess of wisdom. And it's only because of the enlightened soul that we can have compassion for each other and be able to exist and respect one another with knowledge. So it's not only musical knowledge, but it's also musical knowledge as well. So I want to encourage all music students far and wide around the community, nationally and internationally. Today is a very, very special day, and I want to commend Panaji for this wonderful discourse, Panaji and Priya and the rest of the team here at Krsna Seva Ashram. I would like to offer an instrumental piece on violin, and this song is entitled Jai 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 Saraswati Mata. So please enjoy as I do a verse or two in the song for you all, accompanying us by our wonderful musicians here on stage. Really, really wonderful vibrations being created here. Alright, so let's all listen.
Volume now with, he fix it, 15. No. You go do it, Very nice. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. So everybody, my purpose tonight was to show that this word that we tend to use loosely, knowledge, has many different faces and is applicable to us in different parts, in different ways in our life. Over the pandemic, the kind of calls that I get from my own experience, the kind of trouble people had in the house because some people couldn't go out to take a drink, some people couldn't go out to lime like young people. People were trapped in their home and different type of argument happened. Different type of trouble, sickness happened. People who didn't have problems had problems. Some people, what you call long COVID, some people still have problems, but their body playing with them in different ways. It really was nice getting to see all you after so long, and I thank you for accepting the invitation. As you see, I tried to do some work whilst we were done, and I get to fix out the back if you go through the door here and everything. Shivratri is coming up, and I know that for some of you, you saw what we were doing with Kali Yatra in New York, and where I was reading, explaining why Mother put her foot once and for all on Lord Shiva's chest. And I wanted to make sure and be home to be with Olya a little bit too. Please remember the significance of some of your Saraswati stuff. And of course, if you ask me a question, I will give you the information freely so that you could do it for yourself. Believe it. These prayers, when done properly, and it have more. For the person who have thyroid problem here and the metabolism is going haywire. What I mean is, sometimes people start to lose weight quick. And the doctor wants to know why. And it's this thing in your throat called your thyroid gland that causes it. So when you use the mantra where Saraswati and it have one for Lakshmi sitting here to hold and protect from further degradation of the part, the person somehow just cheat, truthfully, time. And what was supposed to finish in 2 years, somehow sick people is last 20 years with the therapy, changing what they have to eat, etc. Everything coming together, but you don't suffer. Please remember, your prayer is very powerful. Bhagavad Gita says, doing prayers is very good, but if you use knowledge in your prayer, it is better. In everything, Bhagavad Gita says, knowledge is the raft that will ferry you across the sansara. In this time that we're alive, knowledge is what will give you the way to solve your problem. Please remember that this is the lady in charge of knowledge. That is why when you get up in the morning, children, if you know all the fancy mantra, fine, just touch the murti. Remember the value of touching that murti. I remember my mother, everybody busy here, late, always late for prayers. Hey, make sure and touch that murti in that car for me. Auntie Banmati just do it, Vani don't listen at all. I'm too busy, ma. I can't go and pick that flowers. Not this morning, tomorrow when I have time. And so we just make excuse. But you doesn't know trouble until trouble comes. So parents with their wisdom is trying to impart that knowledge to you. If you would only listen. Saraswati Mata bless we for it to work better, right? Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. This evening we stand now to do final arati. Everybody, if you would like to go and touch the murti already home by me, don't worry yourself. If you want to go and do a little arati, do it. Don't afraid. You have the chance after so long we get to do arati. Wow. If you want to come and do it, all you go up and do it. You use whatever. Vana go fix all up. Don't frighten. It have leaf, it have flowers, use it up. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam Grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokya timidapaham. We're going with the easy one that everybody could sing. So I expect you to help me just a little bit. Put your hand together, ladies, cover your hair, and you watch your mother. Watch that murti. There's a big bit here if you need to see it over there. But in your own way, take a second and say a prayer. As we are closing off, those of you at home, pray with us, pray with me. Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakta Jano ke Sankat Shana me Dura Kare Om Jai Jagadish Jodave fal paave dukh bin se man ka. Everybody. Sukh sampati kar aave Om Jai Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakta Jano ke Sankat Shana me dura kare शरण कहो किसकी स्वामी शरण कहो किसकी तुम बिना और न दूजा तुम आश करो जिसकी. Everybody. पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी. जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट. Everybody. क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटा हो पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ संतन के सेवा. जय जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट भक्त जनों के संकट शन में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे. With our hands together, close your eyes and for 1 second, take a little second and pray for yourself. We pray for children, grandchildren, the daughter-in-law, the son-in-law, the job, the money, the bank, the everything. We just pray for them. But we just kind of neglect ourselves. Saraswati Mata, we get to be in your company tonight. Thank God for everything that you put in place, even the weather, for us to be here. Thank you for health. Please bless me now as we journey in home, Mother, to go so with your energy, your vibration, and help us with the knowledge in our life. Help us to overcome the hurdles. Help me to grow and to learn in my devotion, in my sadhana, in my prayer, in my life. Not to be limited, but how to grow, to do more, to be better, and not to hold back my own self from doing what needs to be done, depending on the situation. Jai Jai Devi, Saraswati Devi. While I say in my prayer, you say your prayer. We finish it now. Jai Jai Devi, Saraswati Devi, Akahi Charanam Mai Namami. Akahi Charanam Mai Namami. Jai Jai Devi, Saraswati Devi. Jai Jai Devi, Saraswati Devi. Akahi Charanam Mai Namami. Akahi Gayatri, Akahi Savitri, Akahi Durga, Akahi Ganga, Akahi Veda, Veda Bakani, Akahi Veda, Mother, I don't know the fancy words that Shivanand is singing. Fabian came here with a library of bhajans. I don't know those things. These children are playing wonderful drum. I can't even do that. But in my heart, with a simplicity, with a calmness, as I am separating myself from this place of prayer, Mother, I have some problems in my life and I need your help. Lord Krishna said he created you to help me. Ma, you know my trouble. I'll repeat it just to remind you. This is my problem. Say a problem. Please help me. Because nowhere in this vrat it says you need to learn all the fancy words Pandit saying, all the notes that Shivanand Ji is playing. You don't need it. When you reach to a point that you want to express yourself different, you will get it. But for now, from the language in your heart, Mother, please help me. Together, everybody. Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva. Everybody. Tvameva Vidya Tvameva Sarvam Tvameva Sarvam. Together, Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Together, Prem Samalo Mahapati Mahadev, Pavanasutta Hanuman ki Jai, Shri Saraswati Mata ki Jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. Jai Jai, Sitaram, Sitaram everybody. Please have your seat.